Hello everybody, and welcome to a short sketching video. Here I'm using rotring ink pens, and what you see at the corner of the screen is some new Ohuhu markers. It's a funny name. Inspired by a video that I saw from Jaza's channel, you know, the famous YouTube artist. I think you probably have heard of him. He tried out in one video, like he compared the different brands of alcohol markers, especially Copic and Ohuhu last time, and Ohuhu won by far. And I thought that's very interesting because Copic is like the industry standard, but it's super expensive. I mean, ridiculously expensive. Where you can get, I don't know, for maybe I'm misinformed now, but I think a set of 8 markers for $40. And with Ohuhu you get 48 markers for $40. I got these 48 pieces for 40, I think, which is still, of course, not cheap, still expensive, but it's way cheaper, and they're really good. I tried them out with this sketch, and yeah, they're really satisfying, you know, when this buttery texture glides over the paper, and it just creates a very satisfying, color mix, and they're just really nice to use. I'm not really experienced with markers. I use them here and there a little bit in some mixed media artworks, but only, you know, a few lines here and there, but not really on broader areas for broader, more large-scale shapes or a whole piece. I mean, a few years ago I tried that out on this very smooth paper that I'm using here. That's very common for industrial sketching, architectural drawings, and, you know, basically it's very nice for sketching with ink pens and then adding marker layers to color the shapes in. But yeah, a few years ago I tried that a little bit, and with some results was happy or quite satisfied, I would say. But most of the time I felt like I'm not really used to them, and I have a hard time dealing with them. But I think it's just a matter of practice. Like with most things in life, it's a matter of practice, and once you get a bit used to it, then also the joy and the flow kind of integrates more into your whole process. So here I wrote in these short descriptions that you could see on top over the paper. I just imagined this landscape, basically inspired, I think, by a still from the movie My Neighbor Totoro, the Studio Ghibli movie, directed and conceptualized and storyboarded by Hayao Miyazaki. And it was just this image of nature, beautifully painted, like always, of course, with gouache. Studio Ghibli is brilliant with backgrounds and environmental and surrounding design, and the way they paint the landscapes is just super unique. It's incredibly naturalistic, and at the same time it has this very artsy flair where you can see the brush strokes and you can see that it's handmade, it's created by humans, and it has this very serene feeling and atmosphere transported. So yeah, there was this one still that from My Neighbor Totoro that I looked at, and I thought, oh yeah, this is nice. This would be fitting for. I just had this image of a futuristic bridge in my head. You know, very impromptu idea, very whimsical. Yeah, and then I thought, why not do something like that? And instead of using grass and many rows of trees and forest on the left and on the right, I just thought let's use some clouds, because I love clouds, and a lot of things that I do actually have to do with the sky and have to do with clouds, and also other things that I conceptualized and other drawings that I made. And I don't know, it's just there's something magical about the sky and something magical about imagining a world above the clouds, occurring on top of the clouds, a whole empire, a whole a system above the clouds, a society, and with different kind of life forms, aliens, and some maybe more human-like, but mostly like a mixture between some fictitious animals and real animals, and birds, of course. But yeah, with this drawing, it's not connected to any other project. It's just a little sketch to try out the pens and the markers. And so in the background you can see these spherical structures, these spherical homes or buildings. I imagined like they have these door frames where out of the door runs constantly water. So the beings inside, the alien species or whatever you want to call it, lives in these spherical homes, has to be very used to water. They have to be very adaptable either to the environment, or they just need the water. I think it's probably a better idea to go with the narrative of, okay, they need water, that's why their homes are flooded with water, literally, and the spherical structures, like their doors almost look like a mouth, so it looks like they're pouring out or spitting out the water. You can also look at it as a fountain, of course, if you want. And on the left, on this little sign stuck in the cloud formation, you can see a fictitious language. Top is welcome to, and then the rest is some scribbles that is not really language, but I come back to these signs time and time again. I don't know what they mean or what they could potentially mean, but I just like them, especially this twirly flair they have, and this very intuitive, just in the moment, whatever feels right, the way you move your hand. These are the letters, they don't have to make any sense. The water looks very fake. I mean, this little river underneath the bridge, or close to the bridge, is it's too square shaped, it's too rectangular, and it looks very static. I tried to make it better with the darker ones, but I should have probably tried them out on another piece of paper extra to realize it. And then of course the sky, I don't know how to make the sky properly with these markers without having these band effect. I kind of like the effect also in a weird way, because it looks very sketchy, very messy in a way, but at the same time I would like to know how to make them blend more without getting too dark. You can really see I think I should have just gone over once more, or with a different shade of blue, with a lighter one. There's a lighter one, but I used that one for the water, so I went with this darker shade, and I thought, okay, this is fine. At the end of the video, I will put a still image of the finished sketch, a scanned-in copy of it, so you can see what it really looks like. Because the camera quality, I'm not sure if it's fully in focus. It seems like, because I used my phone camera. I just recently ordered this tripod, where you have on top of it you can mount a DSLR, and then there's this what's it called in English? This arm. Is it an arm also? That opens up and you can put in your phone, but you can't put in any other camera, or you can just put in smartphones. And so I used my smartphone because I thought this is also the most practical and easy to set up. But the thing is, it seems like the phone camera focused more on the hands and on the pens, and maybe on the pens in the corner, and less on the paper. That's why it might be a bit blurry, or not really crisp and clear like I imagined it, or I hoped it would be. but the tripod is fixed on the table, and it's really nice. I mean, when I unpacked it, I was a bit skeptical before. When getting it, I was looking at many of these types of tripods, and I didn't want to spend a lot on it. And I thought, okay, the cheap ones, half of the reviews are like, okay, it broke within a few days or within a month, and not really recommendable. Even if it's a very cheap version, it should hold at least for a year or two. I mean, that's the minimum. Best case scenario, it's like 5 to 10 years, but yeah, with this one, I don't know. I hope it will hold for some time. I got it last week, so I'm trying it out here for the first time, actually, properly. And yeah, it looked very high quality for the price, and it seemed nice. It seemed like a nice item. Let's see how long it will hold. By the way, the music in the background you can hear is improvisation. That's also, you can watch it separately on my channel. It's piano improvisation number 3, I think, from the recent ones. Played on the MIDI keyboard and recorded with Studio One. In case you're interested, if you want the visual of me playing the piano. But I was also thinking about making some music for this video, some ambient music, and I will definitely do that in the future. But for now, it takes a lot of time. Let's just say I will use it for another video, and I will create some ambient music. I have to figure out how and what atmosphere. And yeah, so that's the final image.